Okay, hello everyone. All right, got a lot of stuff to talk to you about. Oh, all right. So I'm using a different computer. I am still having those tech issues with my desktop. So hopefully you can see me and hear me. And I'm just going to double check on my phone if it's working.
Okay, hello.
Hello.
Everyone.
Okay, it's working.
All right.
Okay, so what I want to do today, and I had a lot of stuff to share with you, so I don't want to take up too much time in this one video, but I do want to kind of recap. So last month, one of the one of our challenges, if you chose to participate, was lose 8 pounds with Melanie. Now, I have to say, I could not. I'm working on my organization. I couldn't find where I wrote my initial weight. I could not find where I wrote that, which was fine because what the goal was to really learn to listen to our bodies, eat when we're at -2 on the hunger scale, stop when we're satisfied by about a +2, drink all the water that we set on our protocol, eat the foods that we tell ourselves we're going to eat, and get some sleep, get the right amount of sleep. So what I will tell you is and this is from a lot of this is from P&P. I follow Corinne Crabtree, no BS woman. And from August 24th through today, that's when I that's when I found my last time I had journaled what I ate, or I mean my weight. I lost 5.8 pounds in 15 days. I'm feeling pretty good about that. And do you know why I'm feeling pretty good? Not because I lost 5.8 pounds. I'm feeling really good because I was honoring the choices, the decisions I made for myself ahead of time, right? One of my favorite kind of quotes or things that Corinne talks about is allowing the scale to determine how we're going to feel about ourselves. She's like, hey there, magic machine. Why don't you shit out a number and tell me how the fuck I'm going to feel today? She says it way more sassier and way more southern. But I love it. I think about that all the time. I think about her words like, no, I'm not making the number on the scale mean anything other than put on my detective hat. Is what I'm doing working? Yes, it's working. So hooray for me. I'm doing the things that I chose to do. So what kind of thoughts did I need to think? I am going to read you some of the thoughts that I believe, my daily belief plan. You want to make a daily belief plan, and it can be the same belief every day, a belief you're working towards. I am worthy of loving myself by treating my body with exquisite self-care. My future self is going to thank me. I always love, you guys may have heard me talk about my future self. It's awesome. I need, take some time developing who your future self is. That will be another workshop, I think. But I always envision her kind of turning around and giving me the look and going, thanks. Thanks, girl. You really set me up. So I'm like, you're welcome, future Melanie. I choose long-term joy over short-term pleasure. So I tell you what, I love me some pizza. Pizza's my thing. And it gives me pleasure in the short term to no end. But I know the long term, it's like, no, I don't need to eat a half of a pizza, right? One of my other thoughts I had written down here, I have eaten enough pizza in my life to last me a lifetime, right? So if there's more pizza in front of me, I don't have to eat it. Losing weight is effortless. Okay. I'm proving to myself that I am stronger than I think. You know what's funny about that is people, when I was going through cancer, people would say, Melanie, you're so strong. You're so strong. I'd be like, I'm just doing what they told me to do. I'm just doing my thing. Sometimes we think weight loss is so hard. And when we think of it that way, we think of it as being difficult and restrictive and challenging and all those things. Yeah, it's going to be hard. But in reality, if you tell yourself this is effortless and you go through and do the things that, Corinne teaches and what I'm talking about, it's going to work. And then I started when I want to look great in cute clothes and wear anything I want. And then I changed it to I will look great in cute clothes and wear anything I want. And then I got to I do look great in cute clothes and can wear anything I want. And when I hit that, it was just like ding, 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 ding. Like that's when, rather than even just the scale, measuring that I'm doing well, that thought, that belief in my own self-worth, in my own body image, that was when I knew this work works. I told you in the last video, I went on vacation with my girlfriends and I wore a two-piece suit. Haven't worn one in decades, other than a tankini. So, and I'm the type of person who follows through, or I'm becoming the type of person who follows through. I trust myself. I always have my own back, which means, yeah, if I've gained 5 pounds, I'm not going to judge myself. I'm not going to beat myself up. I'm going to say, that's interesting. What did I do or what didn't I do in my protocol that caused me to gain 6 pounds? And let's see what we can tweak or change. Not, you're such a fuck up, right? You can't do anything right. So, and then here's one that I'm working on. I am becoming a person who is physically fit and enjoys exercise. I love to walk. I do like to ride my bike. I like to kayak. I don't think of it as exercise, but I guess it is. And then I am worth it. So adopt any of those thoughts. I have a whole bunch more. Here's some powerful questions you can ask yourself every day. And you can apply that if it's not weight loss that you're working towards. It's, something else. We're going to talk about setting a 30-day goal here. But in my weight loss, what decisions can I make today that will allow me to feel peace? You can insert whatever emotion you want. What kind of relationship do I want with food? And I decided the relationship I wanted with food is I want to lose weight and eat the way I want to live the rest of my life. I don't want to live the rest of my life counting calories. I don't want to live the rest of my life spending time thinking about, what I'm going to eat, when I'm going to eat. How many calories is it? Is it too much? Is it too little? I'm not going to do that anymore. And in the last 15 days, I've lost 5.8 pounds with that mindset. And then here's one more powerful question you can ask yourself every day. How can I make my future better than my past? Because of course we know we create our own futures, you guys. We design our ideal lives with our thoughts. It's so amazingly fantastic. So, all right, so where are we at? How does it tell me how many seconds? 8 minutes, 45 seconds. All right. If you're ready to set a 30-day goal, let's get to it. And it could very well be like a weight loss goal. We can keep building on that. So working this month on setting a 30-day goal in becoming someone who honors her commitments to herself or his, is going to be some of the most important work you'll ever do, right? All of this is important. All of it is. So when you set a goal, you're immediately probably going to feel some emotions, and discomfort might be one of them. You're going to feel uncomfortable. You're going to feel like, oof, I don't know if I can do it. And you may tell yourself this is going to be hard and all those things. But here's the thing, discomfort is the currency to completing our dreams, completing our goals, to building our life, right? Discomfort is the currency to that. Failure is the currency to that. So the skill you need to create is the ability to feel that discomfort and to feel any emotion and do the thing anyway, right? I always say when you're willing to feel any emotion, there's nothing you can't do. There's nothing you're unwilling to try or to do. So you have to trade that temporary discomfort for long-term success, right? So let's see. So how are we going to do this? So what you want to do with for this 30-day goal, you want to pick something you will do and something you can create, right? Pick one thing. We want to constrain. You want to really focus in on one thing. And when you really master that, everything else is going to fall into place as well. Okay? And it needs to be something that doesn't exist now, but it will exist in 30 days. So it could be a weight loss goal, a number on the scale. Doesn't exist now, but in 30 days it will. It could be if you're writing a book. It could be creating a website. It could be, cleaning out your closet. It could be reorganizing your kitchen. I hired an organizer who I'm going to have come and reorganize this whole space. She's amazing, Early Bird Organizing, if you need an organizer. It could be like a month of no drinking. It could be making a new friend. It could be all kinds of things. Whatever you want, just pick something. Make a decision. Make a powerful decision that I'm going to pick something and it's going to be the perfect thing. I'm not going to go back on it. Immediately when you pick it, your brain's going to start talking about all the other things you could have picked. Because believe me, mine did when I picked mine. So here's the process. By X date and time, and I put down October 8th. By October 8th, I will have completed and created X goal. Okay? I will know I'm done because of whatever you're going to measure it by. Okay? So, for example, by October 8th at 6 p.m., I will have stayed on my food protocol for 30 days. And I will know I'm done because I will have lost between, 8 pounds. Let's just say 8 pounds. Okay? I chose for this month, by October 8th, I will have 4 new clients. I will know I'm done by my calendar. I will have them booked and by my bank account. Okay? So that's my goal. So think of your goal. It has to be measurable. You have to know that you've completed it, right? You have to have a deadline that you're working towards. Pick something that causes you to stretch, right? And something that you also, it's conceivable you can complete within 30 days. So now you're going to commit. Give you a minute to think about what you're going to pick while I drink a little more coffee, just a little more for the day. I decided I'm drinking no coffee after 2 o'clock, and I'm probably going to bump that back to 1 o'clock. Okay, so why do you want to achieve this goal? And I put 3 things. I know I can help people. I desire to have a thriving coaching business. And I want financial freedom and freedom with my time. Okay? So why will you do it no matter what? I listed a whole bunch of things. People need me because I really, truly, truly believe they do, because I needed me. If I could go back and talk to me 4 years ago, but then I wouldn't be here. So I don't regret anything. Okay? Let's see, I want financial freedom by X date. I have a goal of 2025 that I want my financial freedom, and there's a lot of mini goals on that. That's my why, no matter what. I want to work X number of days. And then I kind of thought about what's the alternative, I can certainly go back to real estate full time, which I really love. And especially now that I know coaching, I know that I go back to full time real estate. I would love it because because of my thoughts, right? Not because it's a different career or different anything, different clients, different people. No. My thoughts have changed. I know how to change my thoughts now. So that's fine. But it's something I want to do. It's growth for me, personal growth, right? So who will you be accountable to? I'll be accountable to myself because I'm learning how to follow through. I'm becoming that person who follows through for herself. For my clients, of course, I will be accountable to my clients. I will be accountable to all the people in our group here, our member studio, because I'll be showing up for you guys. And I have a mastermind group that I'm in, and so I will be accountable to them. All right, so now once you set a goal, you put it in the result line of the model. Okay, so that's your goal. All right, so all of our results are achieved by taking action. And we know that actions are driven by our feelings. So we need to know, what kind of thoughts do we need to have to create the feelings that we need to take the actions to achieve our goal, right? And first, we also need to understand that feelings aren't the only thing, because if feelings were the only thing, we would have already achieved our goal by now, right? We want something. We think we're like excited and we want something, but we still have to take the action from that place. So we need to work on our thought work. So next thing I want you to do, how do you feel when you think about doing the work to achieve your goal? I put a few things. I get excited, I get nervous, I get confused, and a little distracted. So how do you feel when you think about doing the work to achieve your goal that you've chosen for 30 days, right? Okay. And write your answers. And then what is your current thinking that is causing that feeling? So I get excited when I think, I know I can do it. I know I can. I get excited. I know I can. And then I think, but at the same time, I've never done it before in this way. So that I get a little nervous. Like, oh, I can do it, but I don't know how. Kind of that I don't know how. Then I think, I don't want to do it wrong, which is hilarious because there is no wrong. There's no wrong at all. Okay. Just want to make sure everything's going. Okay. Make sure everything was going good on the video and it wasn't that you could hear me. So think of all those feelings and what is the thinking that's causing your feelings. Okay, now we're going to do our current model, right? That does not create the results that we want. So I put coaching business in the C line. I threw in, I don't know how. My feeling is confused. My action would be to kind of spin in my thoughts, take no action, procrastinate. And the result of that is I still don't know how. So another thought that I have sometimes is I don't have time. I don't have time to do all the work that I need to do, right? I don't have time. So then my feeling is just kind of distracted. I don't have time. I've got these other things to do, right? And then my actions from distraction would be like, I don't work on my business. I don't plan it. I spin. Again, my mind is just spinning. I procrastinate. I do other things instead of that. And then the result is I don't make time to work on my business, right? So here's the thing. We set our goal and we think, well, I do know what to do. Like I do know my actions. I do know what I'm supposed to do. So let's just go do it, right? But if you think about it, you need to take that extra time to plan. Because if you're driving somewhere and you don't know where you're going and you're just driving, you're like, we're just going to get there. If you don't take that extra couple minutes to pull over and plug it into your GPS and then just listen to the directions and just follow the directions and it's smooth sailing, right? You won't take any wrong turns. So you definitely want to stop and plan and think, right? Instead of just jumping into it. So now that you've done kind of some current modeling, and we're moving fast, you can rewatch this and pause it if you want to follow along with the 30-day goal. You can ask yourself, why haven't I already reached my goals? And maybe it's a goal you haven't set before. Some people, we kind of set the same goals over and over again that we don't reach, right? So when you ask yourself, why haven't I already reached it? That will give you the reason or the thought that you've been thinking. So the result line would be no goal, goal not achieved. So my no result model would be my coaching business. And I could say, I'm too busy. I'm too busy to do this. And then I feel overwhelmed when I think of all the busy things I have to do. My action would be working on other things, procrastinate, indulge in confusion. Anytime my clients say to me, I don't know, I say, well, what if you did know? I don't know is not an answer, because your brain's never going to answer that. It's going to give you all the terrible reasons why you don't know, right? So I'm indulging in confusion, and then the result would be, yep, nope, you don't have a coaching business. So now the feelings. What feelings do you want and need to feel to get the work done, right? So here's some options. Maybe you want to feel empowered or just willing, focused, determined, efficient. You have to be efficient with your time, right? To plan. Confident, committed, excited. All of those things. Like, you get to decide. We've talked about this. You get to decide what feeling a certain thought creates in your body. Because here's the thing, disciplined might feel like the perfect feeling for somebody to get their work done. I am a disciplined person. I get my work done. In the past, when I felt the feeling like disciplined, or the thought about feeling disciplined, to me was always kind of punitive. I never really liked that. I'm becoming a person who is disciplined. In the past, that feeling would not have motivated me. It would have kind of made me shrink and kind of, like it was kind of punitive, like, discipline. So think about that. What would yours be? What feeling would you need? So now, what is the thought you need to believe to create that emotion that you just decided was your emotion to drive the actions, okay? So I'm willing to be disciplined. That's a thought I'm working on. I don't think I want to use it for this 30-day goal as my main thought, but it is something I'm working on. So I also said, I can do this. I was born for this. That's the one I hold on to when I'm thinking about my business. I was born for this. Or I know exactly what to do. That might create, a feeling of confidence. I know exactly what to do. Confidence and maybe commitment. You're committed, right? So, or a thought could be, I choose to follow my schedule. A lot of different things that you could put in there. Now complete the model for yourself. What's your model? My sea lion. Could be coaching business. Let's see. I know exactly what to do. I feel committed or determined. So then I follow my schedule. I get stuff done. And then my result would be I sign those clients. I help those people who are struggling, right? I love it. Being 100% committed is what will get it done, all right? So work on that model. You're going to refer back to it, right? So we're going, the next thing you're going to want to do, what are we at? 24 minutes. Okay. I want to keep these videos a little bit short. I know I talked a little bit more about the commitment to losing the weight in the beginning. So now, as we're working on our goal, we have our model. We know the thought that we need to think to create that feeling to drive all the actions. Now we need to know, what are our actions? What actions do we need to do? Right? It's time to brainstorm. You're going to just brainstorm everything that you need to do to reach your goal. Make a list. The more you can anticipate, the better. It doesn't have to be in order. This is just brainstorming. Okay. So, say it's weight loss. You're going to decide what your protocol for your weight loss is. You're going to grocery shop for the foods you want. You know, you even can list certain foods that you know you're going to want to eat this month. You're going to write down every single thing you eat. You're going to manage your urges. You're going to plan for maybe those times where you tend to overeat. You're going to attend coaching calls. You're going to ask Melanie for help. You're going to ask for some inspiration. You're going to schedule times to eat, whatever it is that you're going to do for that goal. Some of the things that I wrote down for my goal is I'm going to continue to get my weekly coaching with my one-on-one coach. I'm going to make a daily belief plan. What do I need to believe every day? And that can change. I'm going to set my schedule. I'm going to create offers. I'm going to write inspiring emails. I'm going to self-coach daily, do my self-coaching. That means my thought downloads and doing my models. I'm going to follow up with some inquiries I had. I'm going to create more workshops. Those are just some of the things that I have written down. I'm going to take that calendar time to plan. I do a weekly calendar planning time, and I'm going to do a monthly plan as well. Plan my weekly live videos. I'm going to post in networking groups and things like that. Do my evaluations after my consults, all kinds of things to create a welcome email. So all of that. So brainstorm all of those things that you need to do. Now, okay, so obstacles. There are going to be obstacles. For nearly everything you want to do, there's always going to be obstacles or challenges, right? If there weren't any obstacles, you would already have the thing you want, right? We have to anticipate them. All of our obstacles can be turned into strategies. That's Dan Sullivan said that. All our obstacles can be turned into strategies to reach our goals. And they're exactly the same steps we take to accomplishment. Okay? So first you want to do is identify your obstacles. So ask yourself, what is between you and your goal? I had some big ones in mind. So I think my brain was just telling me that these were obstacles that I needed to overcome this month, but it's not. One of the things I'm doing, I have a very talented person doing my website. I want to do a webinar, create a webinar funnel. I'm going to create some kind of opt-in freebie. I'm going to create a podcast. Eventually, I'm going to do a podcast. I think that's coming up next year, though. But this month, I need to create offers. I'm going to record my workshops. Technology is getting in between me and my goal so often. What is hard about reaching your goal? That's the next question to ask yourself. What is hard about it? For me, it might be putting myself out there, right? Taking the time to plan. I think I'm so busy. Got to take that time to plan. I output technology again. Technology is hard. And then what do you think you need help with? Okay, so brainstorm all the things that you're going to need help with. I might need help with photos, website for my marketing, word of mouth. My current and past clients, that's awesome. If they can share with other people who might need help, testimonials from people who I've helped with coaching, maybe developing a coaching contract, getting insurance, things like that. So you're going to list all your obstacles. Some of the ones, if your protocol, like if you weight loss, say your weight loss is protocol, maybe I always eat, ugh, I always overeat when I go out to dinner. I love to drink wine. I feel deprived when I don't get my food. I love food so much. I've always overeaten and never been able to lose weight. I get frustrated and overeat. I get sad. Insert any emotion. I emotionally overeat. Withdrawal from sugar is hard. So just brainstorm all of those obstacles. There, you could have a skill gap obstacle or a thought obstacle. So a skill gap, like for me, might be doing some kind of technology, like with my email list, or with the opt-in page or some kind of technological. I keep going back to that. Anyone out there want to help me with my technology? And a thought obstacle might be like, oh, it's hard to plan. It's hard to take time to plan. That's just a thought, right? What is my message I want to create? That's just indulging in confusion, right? So many things. So just list all your obstacles. All right, let's see. If you say, you might say, I don't know how to do this. You say, I don't know yet, but I'm going to figure it out. I can figure out things. I figured out things in the past, right? Okay. So now you have your obstacles that are teaching you. Now you want to turn all of those into a strategy, right? It requires you to get really creative. So you want to be creative. You want to ask yourself, what haven't I tried? If you think, well, I've tried to do this in the past and this is my obstacle I always come up on, and I've always tried this and it doesn't work. Okay, what haven't you tried? It's a good question to ask yourself on a lot of things. So, if your protocol, you want a food protocol, right? And you overeat when you go out to dinner with friends. Your strategy might be, I will fast when I'm out with friends and I will plan for the feelings of deprivation and eat dinner before I go out. So you could eat before you go out and just go hang out with your friends and enjoy their company. Because that's a whole nother thing. What does that food mean to you when you're going out, right? Joy, we call it joy eats. So a lot of strategies, and now we're getting short on time. So I want you to brainstorm all the ways you can turn your obstacles around and turn them into strategies, right? You want to list all the things that are coming up in your calendar in the next month that might get in the way of your goal. Okay, that might be an obstacle that you might need to work around. So now that you've brainstormed everything, all that tedious stuff, I mean, it's important. I've always said, get everything out of your brain, right? Just get it all out of your brain. And now you're going to take every single thing and you're going to put it in your calendar. This is where you organize it by day. Okay, you're going to place everything in your calendar. You're going to give it a time frame. Schedule the time to coach yourself. Do your self-coaching work in the morning or whenever you choose to do yours. Some things might be a daily task, like that self-coaching. Some things might be weekly. Like I do my one-on-one coaching every week. And some things maybe it's just on certain days, right? It just all depends on what your goal is. Okay, I always put in your family time. Put in your family time. Put in your personal care time, your work time. Okay, and then you can add to it. So, now you want to seriously commit to your calendar. here's the thing, you're planning that calendar. You are setting that calendar up for your future self. So remember to be kind. Be kind to your future self. Be realistic. Be realistic on how much time something will take, right? How much time you're going to give something. How much time you might want in between. Like I have to plan to walk my dog in between coaching calls. She gets a little restless. She needs to go out. So I have to take that into consideration because it serves not only her, it serves my client as well. My dog's not freaking out in the background. Okay. So just be kind and thoughtful when you're scheduling this. So put your list in order of the things you have to do and when you have to do them. Determine how much time everything is going to take, because remember, you get to choose. All tasks expand to fit the time allowed. So if you give yourself an hour to do something, it will take an hour. If you give yourself 15 minutes, it will take 15 minutes. But be kind. Again, when you're setting it, be realistic. Don't be dramatic. Just set a time for it and then add it to the calendar. So you may, this is all done on paper first before you insert it into your, maybe use a digital, it doesn't matter what calendar you use. You may use a paper, a planner. You might use a spreadsheet, a Google Calendar, whatever online calendar you have. So there we go. People might ask about exceptions or backup plans. And here's the thing. As you're doing this, as you're working towards your goal with commitment, with determination, you're also going to be honoring those decisions you made for yourself. You're going to be having your own back. You're going to learn to be someone who really commits to themselves, right? So as you go along, this is what's going to happen. And then if you have something on your calendar for Thursday at 3:00, and Thursday at 3:00 rolls around and you're like, well, I don't feel like doing it, just know that that's probably going to come up. You need to go back to that belief plan. You need to go back to your intentional model. You need to go back to those thoughts that you're thinking that are creating those emotions, those feelings of determination, right? So if something comes up in the moment, your lizard brain's going to be like, oh, a shiny object. I want to go do that thing instead. I want to avoid hard work. But don't do it. You want to remind yourself the goals you set for yourself with your prefrontal cortex, with your adult thinking, planning part of your brain. Okay. Let's see. So you're going to do that. And then every day, we'll wrap up with this. Okay, guys. Every day, I want you to do just a quick journal exercise. Okay. So on day 1, the first thing you're going to journal about, what I accomplished yesterday. You could do this at the end of the day or the next morning. It really doesn't matter. Just do it daily so you can see, and then you can look back and see your growth. It's amazing. It's so awesome to witness that. So what I accomplished yesterday. I did mine for yesterday. I finished editing my last workshop and I scheduled the email to go out. I added the people who had registered for the webinar to my email list so that they could get the replay. And I worked on this video topic. Okay. And then number 2, what is on the schedule for today? Well, this live was on the schedule. I'm going to post the workshop replay in our group here. I have some real estate business that I'm working on as well. I am going to schedule my next workshop and create the marketing piece to post for that. So the thoughts that immediately come up, my circumstances, schedule the workshop. Oh, sorry, number 3, the third thing you're going to do is what are your thoughts and feelings about it? So do a mini thought download, just a quick one. When you think about what is on the schedule for today, your mini thought download. So mine would be schedule workshop. My immediate thought was I don't have time. So then my feeling is like scarcity or anxiety. And my action would be to do nothing or work on other things or avoid or procrastinate, throw together something at the last minute. And the result is actually I create less time for myself to do these things. It's very interesting when you do those unintentional models. Now, number 4, complete a model on one of the thoughts that is not serving you. Remember, thoughts aren't necessarily good or bad or negative. They don't have inherent moral value. Thoughts are just thoughts. And the good question is this thought serving me or is it not serving me as it pertains to my results? Okay. So C, schedule my next workshop. My thought would be, which one should I do? I don't know which to choose. Right? So first, it was funny. It's really funny to me. So schedule workshop, my first thought is, which one should I do? Okay. So first of all, you never put a question in the thought line. Okay. Always answer that question. That's why I wrote this out. So always answer any question that you put in the T line. Okay. So which one should I do? And I was like, I don't know which to choose. Second rule in the T line, you never say, I don't know. Right? So I'm putting that in there. And then that gives me the feeling of indecision and confusion. And then my action is I just don't choose and I ruminate about it and I think and I don't even focus on it and I do other things and I procrastinate. So the result is I don't choose one. I don't choose a topic, right? So number 5, so do your complete a model on a thought that is not serving you as it pertains to one of your goals, one of the things you need to do. Number 5, how do you want and need to feel to get the work done today? Okay. I put down, I want to feel focused and I want to feel certain, and I'm playing around with the model. You only really want to have one thought in the T line and one feeling in the F line. Just one. Circumstance is always neutral fact. The T, always one thought. The F, one feeling. And then in the action line, you can list out as many actions or inactions as you want. And then the result line, you just put in your results. And you can put more than one in the result line. But to play around, as we're doing this, we can play around a little bit with some different thoughts and feelings. So number 5, I put focused and certain, how I want and need to feel to get this work done today. Number 6, create a model with the new thoughts. Okay, so my intentional model, my intentional thought is, same C, my T is all the info I share is helpful and valuable. 43 minutes along, I know that everything I'm sharing, maybe not everything I'm sharing is helpful and valuable, right? So then I have a feeling of certainty. Yeah, that's right. Everything is valuable. You can take something away from anything on this video, right? Or on a workshop that I create. So if my feeling is certain, my action is I'm going to make a decision. I'm going to create the post and I'm going to set an outline for the workshop. Okay? And the result is I'm sharing helpful and valuable information. Feels good. So you're going to do that every single day. So, it's really helpful if you invest in just a notebook. I love these big ones with the sections. Where you have a lot of different sections. I use them for all kinds of things. I have so many notebooks with all the notes and everything. So when I said invest, but yeah, so go get a notebook at Target for $5 and do this every day. So I'm going to go back over every day. You want to, 1, what I accomplished yesterday. 2, what is on the schedule for today. 3, what are my thoughts and feelings about it, and do a mini thought download. I did a mini model. That is so funny. No wonder I was confused. Number 3 is what are your thoughts and feelings, and do a mini thought download. So just little thought download on what your thoughts are about what's on the schedule for the day. I'm sorry if I was confusing earlier. Number 4, complete a model on one of the thoughts that is not serving you. Okay. Number 5, how do you want and need to feel to get the work done today? And then number 6, create a model with the new thought. Okay, perfect. And you're going to do that every day. So, quick recap. Write your goal. You want it to be something you're going to do, something you'll create. You want to make sure that there's a date and time, so there's a deadline, and that you can measure your results and put how you'll measure your results. Now you're going to commit. Why do you want to achieve the goal? Why will you do it no matter what or whatever it takes? Who will you be accountable to? And then you have to decide, how do you need to feel to create your goal, right? So you're going to do some models on that. You're going to brainstorm feelings that you want to feel. And then you're going to brainstorm thoughts you need to think. You're going to be 100% committed. Then you're going to make a big list of all the things you're going to need to do for that goal. Then you're going to make a list of all the obstacles to achieving that goal. Then you're going to turn those obstacles into strategies, right? You're going to prepare ahead of time. You're going to know that those obstacles are going to come up. And then you'll prepare ahead of time. Then you are going to organize in order of the things you need to do, and you're going to schedule it on your calendar. You're going to do it thoughtfully with your future self in mind. You're going to have a plan for if there's exceptions, or like a backup plan. You know, if you have to rush someone to the hospital or your dog gets sick, you have a little backup plan for that. But really, you want to stay committed. You need to stay committed to what you put on your calendar. And then you're going to do your daily thoughts, what we just went over. So every day you're going to ask yourself those questions and create those mini models and things. So thanks for joining me. If you are coming back for the replay, just awesome. Just type replay in there. Ask me any questions. I'm going to be coming in here weekly from at 2 o'clock on Tuesdays for this month. That may change next month. I have a beautiful little granddaughter who is 3 years old today, and I'm scheduling, Wednesdays used to be my day with her, and I'm working on scheduling a new day with her. So depending on her parents' schedule and everything, we'll see what day. It's either going to be Tuesdays or Thursday afternoons that I'm gonna have my little sweet little babe. Remember, family. Put the family in your calendar first. So thanks so much, guys. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions. If you are really interested in doing one-on-one, see, I'm making an offer. If you're thinking about, you'd love a one-on-one coach, shoot me a message. Let's schedule a discovery call. We're just going to chat. You're going to tell me all the things that you want to do, what's going on for you, what you're struggling with, or what goal you want to achieve, and how I can help you. It's really fun. I like to think I'm fun. I'm super fun to talk to and spend time with. Ask anyone. No, not anyone. Ask my clients and ask my friends. So, all right, guys, thanks so much for joining me today. And if you aren't here live, thanks for watching the replay. And I will see you later. Make it a fantastic day.